Prunella Sees the Light is a really brilliant episode of Arthur. This is the first segment in the 9th episode of the 7th season, and in this one there is a new Henry Screever film coming out, and I have to say there are very obvious Harry Potter parodies with Lord Moldywort and Haggis instead of Hagrid, and Prunella is very excited about this, and we also have Marina, who was introduced very briefly when Prunella got her Braille copy of the first, or the latest Henry Screever book, and she's decided that she's wanting to obviously celebrate the release of this film by having a sleepover with Marina, but she's very worried because Marina is blind, and she begins to panic about things going wrong and Marina hurting herself, so ultimately she ends up going to Marina's house and spending time with her there because it's deemed that, it's her home, she'll be more used to her own environment, but she becomes very overbearingly protective, and Prunella's heart is definitely in the right place. For example, I won't give away too much, but for example, she screams for Marina to look out when she notices that the rug is slightly curled up and she's worried that Marina will trip. And there are various other examples of when things that wouldn't be a problem, for example, falling down ever so slightly, if you're not blind, is not really a problem. And it isn't a problem for Marina because she's not hurt, but Prunella becomes so overprotective that it just becomes insufferable. And she has a lot to learn, and it's so educational and so eye-opening and so informative about how to treat somebody who is blind. And there is that fine line between looking out for them with your best intentions and babying them and making them feel like they can't do anything. And obviously that's not the case. So I think it's definitely a great episode for saying that, yes, somebody may be different. They may have this handicap or this disability, but it doesn't mean that they can't do anything. It doesn't mean that they need to be, living in a padded room, not doing anything. Life adapts to them. For example, technology. Great technological advances meant that when they went to see the film, Marina could listen to the headset and get the audio description. And these are little things that people, especially children, might not be aware of. And it's about making something that seems unusual a lot more usual. Buster, in particular, has a brief moment in this where he says he felt the same when he had asthma, or when he first got diagnosed with asthma, because people didn't know anything about it and they didn't know how to treat him. And that's exactly what we get here. So it's a great learning opportunity for Prunella, but also for the viewer as well. And it's all about striking that balance between being there to help somebody if they need your help, but not overstepping the mark and making them feel like they can't do anything. Definitely a really solid episode.